Hello, welcome to our live stream. Please excuse my delay. I am 6 minutes late. I am sorry about that. Everything is a little bit tight today. So here we go. I will try to actually turn, nope, I don't know how to do that. So we have the microphone that we have the camera that we have. We're just doing this thing. Yeah, so I'm Jen from English with Jen. I'm here every Tuesday to offer you a nice little trivia question based on the topic of the week. Our topic this week is life lessons. So it's a nice topic. We're going to break this topic up into different sections because I'm basing this on the book by Elizabeth Kubler-Ross and David Kessler. And in this book, Life Lessons, they cover 14 different types of lessons to learn in life. And we will focus on 5 this week. And then maybe the next month or 2, we will do another 5 and then the next 4. So welcome. Oh, cool. We just had this big jump in people showing up. Hello, hello. Welcome back to you, Mohammed. Hello, Alex again. Hey, Nick. Nice to have you on board. So we've got our quiz. I will go hello to you. Hello again. And Yuki too as well. Thank you guys for being so sweet and popping on over with me over to YouTube. I know it's a little bit of, I don't know, just trying to figure things out. It's another place to go. So I appreciate it. Hey, hello, Natalia, take 2 as well. Thank you for joining again. And hello, Serena, dear. Hello. So I'm going to pop up our first question. Let me get myself a little bit organized here. We have a lot of nice questions. Hey, Michaela. Hello, Lorena. Thank you, everyone, for joining again. Yeah, it's always nice to have everyone who can make it. Hello, Gracie, as well. There's another great book to work. It's called The 4 Agreements. I need to, okay, I don't know that one. The 4 Agreements. Sounds good. I'm reading one right now that Alessio recommended to me. And yeah, I will read that and then maybe I'll check that one out. All right. Hello, Alessio. Yes, I'm still reading the book that you suggested to me with the monk who gave up his Ferrari. I'm about halfway through, and so we'll see what all it entails as well. All right, moving over to our first question of the day. Here we go. So what's the difference between authority and influence? So a nice little mini vocab quiz to get us going for today into this topic. We have the topic life lessons, and yeah, this is a little bit of a mixed pot, if you will. So what do you think? A, authority is earned and influenced is forced, or B, authority is official and influence is personal. C, they mean the same thing. Or D, influence only happens at work. What can you tell me? What is the title of the book that you're reading? Oh gosh, it's The Monk Who Gave Up His Ferrari or something of that nature. Let me take a look and see. I would say it's a very good book for people learning English. The language is pretty easy to follow. Alessio definitely knows the title, The Monk Who Gave Up His Ferrari title. Ferrari book. ChatGPT, poor thing, is like, oh yeah, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I will type it in the comments here. Let's see. And Alessio, did you read this book in English or in Italian? The Monk, and I'm just going to write it in lowercase. I hope that that's okay for y'all. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I think I've misspelled that. Ferrari by Robin Sharma. You read it in English. It was pretty easy to read in English, I would imagine, right? The language is pretty easy to follow. Rob, so would you recommend that to other people wanting to read a book, Alessio, in English? The Monk Who Gave Up His Ferrari. There we go. All right. So I have answers. Influence depends on personal qualities. Not for formal position or role. Okay, I read it in English. No. I changed my answer from A to B. Lorena B, Nick B, Michaela B, Gracie, I think you had changed your answer. No, that was Alex. So you're saying C, B, 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 A. Let's see. No problem. Thanks for asking. So yeah. And the answer is actually B, right? So, excuse me. Authority is official, right? You have authority over people, it's official, and influence is personal. If you think of influencers, it's something that's more on a personal sort of level. Exactly. Okay, so moving on to a little survey about authenticity and relationships. So, authenticity and relationships should be kind of interesting. By the way, missed IG live. No stress, dear, no stress. And just that's a good reminder, I will not go live tomorrow at 3 p.m. like we usually do. It will be on Thursday at 3 p.m. from my daughter's dorm room. I'm going to Berlin tomorrow, and she doesn't have school on Wednesdays, or not for very long. And so I will go and visit her and hang out with her on Wednesday. So yeah, so Wednesday, and then I will be in her room. I'll give you a little tour. It's actually a really nice dorm room. Show you Berlin a little bit from her window. All right, so let's see. Number 2, talking about authenticity. Enjoy, thank you. Yes, I'm going to go on a trip. I will not go live from around the 17th to around the 29th, 30th, because I will be out of the country. And so I want to see her. She's a little she just started school and moved to a new dorm and doesn't know anybody. So she has a little bit of the blues. So I thought I would go and cheer her up before I leave. And yeah. All right. So number 2, in a recent survey, that's correct, about in a recent survey about what percentage of people said they prefer partners. No, excuse me. Sorry. Thank you. Yes, I hope that y'all can make it on Thursday. If not, I totally understand. But I'll be around with 3 other topics. We will talk about loss. Oh, shoot. Relationships, I think. And another one. Loss, oh gosh, my brain. Loss, power, and relationships. So yes, it'll be an interesting conversation. All right, so let's see. Thank you for the bless you. So is it 18, 38, 68, or 98%? Thank you, guys. So Alex is saying 98%. Any other guesses? In a recent survey about what percentage of people said they prefer partners who were authentic. So, I mean, right? Totally, Alex and Kaluna, I would guess D, 98. But you may be surprised to learn, Renee's guessing 38. Something in between. I hope D. Yuki, you're right. 68%. 68% of people said they prefer to have authentic partners. So hello, Jeremy. Welcome, dear. 38%. So 68% is the correct. And it got me wondering, like, why would someone not want an authentic partner? How did 32% of people in the survey come up with the idea that they would prefer to not have an authentic partner? For the life of me, I do not understand that. Right, Lorena? Why? Can we brainstorm on this? Why on earth would someone want to have someone who isn't genuine? Because they aren't. I don't know. Why would you want that? It sounds crazy to me. It would be like being a student all over again. Yeah, right, Michaela. I'm going to sleep on her blow-up mattress. Hello, Hitoko, sweetie. Just so you know, Hitoko, we won't go live tomorrow. We'll go live on Thursday if you have time at our normal time. But on Thursday, I will be in Berlin with my daughter. They want to have a fake relationship, but who does? That's so crazy. Many people, they prefer that. Yeah, I don't understand it. Maybe because they think authenticity is too good to be true. Yeah, maybe they're scared sometimes of the truth that, someone, I don't know. I cannot believe that 32% of the people that were surveyed in the survey, I hope they didn't understand what the word meant. That's what I'm hoping. Because I don't get it. All right. So moving on to number 3. Let's see where we're headed. Where are we heading? Aha. Reasons that relationships fail. Okay. Little life lessons to learn before the relationship is over. I'm asking myself the same thing. This is insane, right? I really hope they had no idea what that word meant and were too embarrassed to ask and therefore just said some creepy answer, because I cannot imagine anyone in their right mind to say, yes, I really want someone who lies to me, and I hope they cheat, and I hope that everything that is fake. I mean, what? I wonder where it's surveyed. Right? Maybe in like, I don't know. I have no idea. If you are not good at cooking but still cook for your partner, you don't want to have very true opinions for the cooking. Yes. See, I'm not good at cooking, and my partner is good at cooking, so we let him cook. We let him cook, and then he gets all the compliments, all the praise, all the love. Yeah. Stick to things you're good at. All right, everyone is saying 3 is B. All right, reasons that relationships fail: money problems, lack of communication, different hobbies, long distance. Hello, Manuel. Little did I know that there would be a partner. No, not authentic, so I can touch my partner just in case she is a Russian doll. Okay. B, in my opinion. Everybody is guessing B. To be quite honest, I totally would have guessed A. I absolutely would have guessed A. You're all infinitely smarter than I am, because B is the correct answer. Lack of communication. Hey, Carmen, sweetie, glad to have you back as well. B. So everybody is saying B, lack of communication. So then I thought it'd be nice to do a little extra exercise here. What do you think of when you think of communication? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Like the mafia's wives, they had that they don't care where the money comes from, only spending and having a luxurious life. Lack of communication is 99.99999% of possibility. It's going to become rubbish. Absolutely. Communication is key. D can be confused by B too. All right. Sure. That's true. D can be caused by B too. Long distance. So if you have a long distance relationship. Hey, Anna, they cannot speak about their problems. Exactly, communication. Routinary relationships are toxic ones. All the problems can be solved in their ways. Is always a proper and calm communication. Yeah. And I have to say, I'm one of these people where I need to have good communication happening in my relationship. I like to be honest. I like to have honesty. Even if it hurts, I want to know the truth. And so sometimes, like if Peter says something to me and it hurts, I'm kind of happy, because I know that he will also tell me things when things aren't good. So it gives me, when things are good and he's saying nice things, it's easy to believe, because I know when they're not, he'll also say that as well. So a little bit of, having the yin and the yang in your conversation, I find is super important for being able to keep your communication open. Stop listening to each other, misunderstandings and resentment, all good vocab words. From the middle of the pond, Manuel here, just in case you don't know where it is. I'm from Tenerife. I remember it, Manuel, from Tenerife. And you've been around for the past couple of weeks. It's nice to have you here. I think the most important thing for a good relationship is respect. Money, if you live beyond your means, absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely say the second thing on the list as a relationship killer is money. It's really like, money problems are no fun in a relationship. They are not open enough to each other, ending love. Okay, cool, guys. Thanks for your input here. I appreciate it. And now we're going to move on to something that was started by, I think it was started, I don't know, but like in the 90s, this became a big thing. Hello, Juan Carlos. It should be the most common, getting in love. So falling in love with another person, falling in love. And misunderstandings can lead to bigger problems. Communication is also a way that makes you know and understand your partner deeply, right? And it's nice when you have that synergy where when you're in a relationship where it feels like your biorhythms, like when you communicate. Like I have this with Peter sometimes. Usually, our communication is tip top. Like we read each other's minds. But then we have days where I think our biorhythm is on like two different planes, and he speaks dog and I speak cat, and I have no idea what he is saying, and he has no idea what I am saying. And thankfully, these times last a very short time, but they do exist. So sometimes in our relationship, it's like the communication is not there. I blame it on bad biorhythm. So I don't know. I have no other understanding. Having a butchers to this problems, I ask myself now, in fact, there are people with a toxic relation. Lots of people are in toxic relationships, unfortunately. All right, here we go. Which of the following is an example of a random act of kindness? And I brought this up because the first time I had ever heard about a random act of kindness was through Oprah Winfrey, the famous talk show host in the United States. And she talked about random acts of kindness. And so, yeah, which one do you think it is? Giving up your seat on the bus, doing your homework on time, paying your bills promptly, brushing your teeth every morning. What can you tell me? Golden rule, don't touch his or her own freedom. They need to get space to live. Absolutely, Manuel, right? Loving someone is not about controlling them. For me too. I don't want to control. I don't want to be controlled. So freedom for sure. All right, everybody's saying A because this is a very easy question. So yeah, giving someone your seat on a bus is a super example for a random act of kindness. And my follow-up question to you are, what are some random acts of kindness that we can do? These are nice life lessons. It's these little things in relationships or with people that we don't know. What are some random acts of kindness that we can do on a daily basis? I think we've had this recently. Giving your seat to someone, women, of course, on the bus. I also would give it to an elderly man, for sure, not just women, to whoever, somebody who has a foot, somebody's on crutches, or it looks like they're in pain or so. I'll give my seat. I don't care the gender. Picking up litter, super kindness to nature. Absolutely, Kaluna, perfect example of a random act of kindness where you just do something, help the aged people, absolutely, help out elderly people, giving a genuine compliment to a colleague or passerby. Love that one. Michaela, can you do that in Italy? Can you compliment people in Italy and it's socially acceptable? Carmen, we have this in Germany, right? And in Germany, we don't really compliment each other if we don't know each other. And even then, sometimes it's weird. I do it anyway, but it's kind of socially unacceptable or not really cool here in Germany to compliment strangers, especially. Let her do what makes her happy. Absolutely, Nick. Let's see. It would be nice if that was D, if D was the correct answer. Sort of an act of kindness. Yeah, that's true. Good point there, Alex. Thank you. That's funny. In Ireland, I paid for some grannies who couldn't find their cash. They were so thankful. That's a super nice act of kindness, Carmen. Help someone crossing the street. Wonderful one. Charity. My parents-in-law were very cute. They were talking about totally different topics and didn't listen to each other at all. They were nodding at each other and sounded like having conversation. Oh, that's so cute. Yuki, that's so visual. I can see these two elderly people having totally separate conversations, but feeling like they're in the same sort of frequency. That's so precious. Thank you for sharing that. Gracie, helping blind people cross the street. Ranit, you said A. Exactly. That's true. True, but I compliment people every day. Carmen, we know. We do these things. Always awkward for them, yes, but same time smiling. Exactly, right? I mean, I think that secretly people here want to hear nice things. All right, so let's see. Greeting someone, share your smile to brighten someone's day. Yuki, you're right with A. Greeting someone, share your, okay, that's all right. To dedicate our time to people in need. But don't forget the daily basics as paying the bills without delay. You know you love to procrastinate, and never would you pay around, never would pay around at the pub. Yes, I procrastinate when it comes to paying bills, that's for sure. Sure, it's not very common, but it's appreciated. Okay, so not common, but appreciated. Sharing your food with your neighbor. I love that. Like you cook too much food or you know that your neighbor is sick or whatever and you cook for them. I love that, Kalena. I have a patient who has a double bike. A double bike, and takes blind people for cycling. Oh my gosh, I love that. So this person has a bike, and I'm drawing a blank now on the name of it, of what it's called, where two people can sit on the bike and pedal at the same time, and that person takes blind people for bike rides. Oh, Gracie, that's so beautiful. I personally like giving compliments. I do too. Like real compliments, I think it's so important. D, lol, I think lol, I'm not sure. Were I to leave brushing my teeth, people would call me Piggy, Piggy Piglet. All right, moving on to the next one. Thank you, Manuel. We're going to move into a global survey across 32 countries. Let's see what the survey has to say. See if you agree or disagree. You can tell me what you think with the survey. Let's answer it. And here it is. Completely off. All right. In a global survey across 32 countries, what percentage of adults said they were very or rather happy? Okay. Was it 13%, 33%, 53%, or 73%? What can you tell me? Isn't that precious, Yuki? I love that. I think that's the sweetest. All right, random, I bleed. What does that say? I bleed leveled as kindness one. I'm not sure what that means, Manuel. I'm sorry. So everyone's saying B, which countries? I know, right? Because it's a lot of countries. It's a lot of countries. So I have some B's, I have some C's. It's kind of like in between here, B and C. The actual correct answer is D, 73%. I have no idea which, you know what? I'm going to put this into ChatGPT because I find this unbelievable. It would be wonderful if this was the case, but I definitely do not know. 73% of the people I know are not that happy or rather happy. I'm very surprised. Which countries are these? Let's see what the bot has to say. Oh my God, really? Everyone's saying that. I know. I think 33% sounds way more. That even sounds a little optimistic. I don't know. I couldn't find a reliable source. Yes, please dig. So it's not finding it. Yes, please dig. All right, let's see. So everyone's saying 33%. For 13%, they never have enough money to spend. I guess Germany was not one of these countries. I don't know. I'm looking at the Ipsos Global Happiness Survey details. 33%. The partner snores so loud. You can use mouth tape. I've just discovered that. If you tape your mouth, you don't snore and you sleep better. So for those of you with partners that snore, I snore really badly. I tape my mouth and now I don't snore and I sleep so much better. It will be A for our country. Oh, really? Oh, I know, Nick. I'm sorry, dear. 55% they're still teenagers, right? Okay, so ChatGPT has dug into this question a little bit more for us. Good, I dug into the Ipsos report, the 32 countries in this global happiness survey, the one land that found 73% of the adults as happy. These are the countries: Japan, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, mainland, France, Carmen, Germany, Great Britain, Italy, Spain, United States, Argentina, Belgium, Chile, Colombia, Hungary, India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mexico, Netherlands, Peru, Portland, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Africa, South Korea, Sweden, Thailand, Turkey, United Arab Emirates. So evidently, all of these, I think this is untrue. It doesn't work anymore if you got a cold, does it? No, I have not had a cold yet. So snore sometimes gives a partner peace. That's what Peter says, actually. He loves it when I snore sometimes because it makes him feel comfy. So same thing. He's like, I don't know, I feel like you're so relaxed and that makes me relax. So yeah, that's one way to look at it. I thought somehow people are unhappy and problematic at times because of inflation. Kalena, I would think the same thing. Let's just all agree that this is not true. I can't believe it's true. 73% are over the hill surely and spend their time doing whatever they feel like they're like, right? Maybe. Since sometimes give partners some peace. That was that. Some doesn't work. It's cold. Argentina, that's a lie. Gracie says. We say Germany. Yeah, how old? Can we ask how old the survey is? How old is this survey? And also, how reliable? How reliable? It sounds untrue. Within your channel, we've followed by optimistic people. That's true. I would say that a lot of our community is pretty happy. Let's see. How old is the survey? Among the 32 countries has been included Spain by any chance? Let me take a look and see. Spain was in it. Spain. So Manuel, are you saying that this is baloney? It's not true? Or are you saying this is true? Nevertheless, all the countries, most of them have strong troubles with poverty. Maybe people are resilient. I'm surprised for Italy. Yeah. Okay. So hold on. Let's see so how old is the survey? The 73% of adults are happy comes from 2023. Yeah. How reliable is it? It's a large multi-country survey. It's called IPSOS Global Happiness 2023, brought to you by these 32 countries. Move here. We're great places. I think something's wrong. Lorena, don't let the tree be overshadowed by the forest. Maybe the interviewees weren't authentic. I think so. I think so too. Maybe they were paid by the governments to respond positively. Right? Maybe. All right. So anyway, moving on. We don't agree with this. Unfortunately, it would be nice, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not so sure. So let's see. Moving on to our next one that's hopefully a little bit more factual, and this is a very cool one. We've had this question in a previous trivia quiz, but I'm popping it up again. It was a long time ago, and I think it's super interesting. So let's see. 2023 come out. Maybe it's fake. All right, so let's see. So we all disagree with that survey. It's total baloney. Completely fictitious. According to research in social psychology, how many stable relationships can the average person maintain? Happiness is having someone give you a hug. Happiness is getting on with your behalf. So happiness is someone giving you a hug and holding on to your happiness and getting on with you and like getting along with you, maybe, I think. Okay, so Carmen says A, 10. So 10, 50, 150, 500. Karina, hey Karina dear. Also an A from Alessio. Anybody else saying anything different? Maybe A. All right. Lorena, A. Any other guesses here? Just 10. Okay. So A. All right. So So I think also the important thing here to define is to say, like, what is actually like a stable relationship. 50 to be honest, and being dishonest 10. Okay. A. All right. So the answer is C, 150. But wait 1 second. I got a little bit more for us. This is called this comes from the Dunbar's number, and I guess Dunbar was a psychologist. I have no idea, but there was research done, and they found that while we may interact with hundreds of people, our brains can only maintain about 150 connections. So this might be a friend who you've not spoken to since 5th grade, but you run into them and you're like, oh my gosh, I've not seen you since you were 10. Wow, how are you? Still a connection. It's not really like a close connection, but it could be one of your 150. So this is your friends, your family, long, old friendships, people who you don't really know anymore, but should you run into them, you would also have this connection. And close friends and family make up only a small portion of this number. They said close relationships, intimate friends and family, really only about 5. Good friends, about 15. Casual friends and support network, about 50. And acquaintances and like this other kind of lumped together, 150 people. So all of these people with Facebook friends, like 1,000 or 2,000 Facebook friends, then yeah, they're not really friends. Your brain cannot handle that. I know I can't handle that for sure. I couldn't. It's way too much. Depends on the meaning of stable. Exactly. So like, I guess more acquaintances is better said, I think. Acquaintances. People in your life, people you knew from your past, people that you would run into and be okay with and have a conversation. Where I used to be DiCaprio, I would tell you 500 at the time being. Okay. So 500. All right. So yeah. So I thought that was kind of interesting. What number would you, let's say, how many close friends do you have? Like really close friends. How many close friends do you have? Let's not say family. Let's just say friends. How many close friends have you got? Is there any problem to the peers for press the like? It is supposed to be kind instead of cruel. Teacher deserves it. Oh, do you mean the to press like? Thank you. I appreciate that, Manuel. Thank you. Only 3. I would say for myself, probably 2. 3. Okay, so like close friends, you can go to them for the good times, bad time. Karina, you as well with 2. Just 2 or 3. Right, like, and isn't this interesting? So far, everybody has about the same number of people that they really call close friends. Kaluna's going on her own here. I got 4 really close-knit friends. To be honest, close friends, 5 women and 1 man. Okay, yeah, it can't be so many. Otherwise, you lose the quality of that relationship somehow. All right, I have a nice little vocab quiz here for you, a little question. 5 from you, Alex. I can count them on one hand. Same here. And still have fingers left over. Manu 1. Yes. I'm glad you have that one too. All right. And what about your friend in Ireland, though? Would you count him as well, Carmen, on your list? Okay. So let's see. 3 to 4. So gut feeling. Your gut feeling is A, when feeling in your stomach, the feeling in your stomach when you're hungry. B, an instinct or sense about what is right or wrong. C, a type of exercise for your abs. Your abs are your stomach muscles, your abdomen, your abs. D, a feeling you get when you're scared. What would you say? So Yuki, hold on, let me read your message here. So last year I decreased the number of seasonal greeting cards to send. I thought it was time to review my old relationships, which were connecting only with seasonal cards. Right, that's a good way of also knowing kind of who you're close to and not. Yeah, Interesting. Did you feel okay about it, or was it something that kind of made you sad? Was it okay? Close friend is the well in which blossoms the blossom the breakup relationships. So you mean that they kind of comfort you during the sad times, I guess. So Alex is saying B, Kaluna's saying B. Exactly. So B, your gut feeling is absolutely, it was okay. Okay, cool. You mean Andrew, I love him. He is a good friend, but not one of my closest. I think a close friend is someone I should call at 3 a.m. Okay, fair enough. B, everyone is correct. So your gut feeling, your guts are the stuff inside of your stomach. It's your intestines, all your digestion, all of that stuff. And sometimes when we feel things about people or situations, our stomach sort of gets a sensation, either maybe a positive or a negative sensation. We call this a gut feeling. Usually it's correct, right? You should listen to your gut feeling, we say. So the feeling that you feel sort of internally in your stomach, that is your gut feeling. All right. I just thought that would be kind of fun to throw in, because that also helps for us to like learn these life lessons when we can be able to, when we are able to trust our instincts. And one of the best instincts is this internal one we have. Golden rule of a close friend of a different sex: under no circumstance should they go to bed together. That's another topic for another day, but it's a very good topic. So yeah, thank you, Manuel. Let's keep it PG for today. All right, let's see. So it's spontaneous, immediately response on something or someone. Exactly right. It's like this filtering system. There's no BS. It's totally true. Yeah. Hey, Mohammed. Okay, B. Exactly correct. All right. So now we're moving to an article that is kind of interesting, because life cannot only be things that are good. Sometimes we have things that are bad that happen as well. And so let's see, question number 8. Here we go. Intuition, I feel it more in my head. In your head, in your heart, I think. I think it's a typo, meaning heart, then stomach. And you feel it more in your heart, in your head or your heart, and then stomach. Similar to butterflies in stomach. Yeah, kind of. Except butterflies in your stomach is more like when you're excited about something, a new relationship, and that kind of thing. And this is more like when you have a situation and you have this gut, you just think you know something's right or wrong. You have a gut feeling. You just feel it. Heart. Okay, so you feel it in your heart. Yeah. All right, so according to a Forbes article, finding a balance between success and failure can make learning more motivating and enjoyable. So what is the ideal success to failure ratio? Okay, because if you only have success, you're not going to really learn a lot. Maybe you take it for granted, that kind of thing. And if you only have failure, you might lose motivation. So there's this like sweet spot. There's this right place for where you can feel this right amount of motivation. And we have lots of people guessing B, and then 85 to 15 to 95% to 95%. You mean 15? I think. Everyone is saying B. Okay. Well, evidently, we need far more success than failure, because the correct answer is 85%. So C. So Michaela, C. 85% success, 15% failure. I don't know how realistic that is. I think when you're starting new, the learning curve, like, learning something, it's steep, it's hard, it's not easy. So yeah, I mean, you have a lot more failure in the beginning. I totally would guess B. I think that sounds more realistic. So, but the answer is actually 85% to 15%. 70 would be expected, and it still drops down. Yes. So this ratio this ratio keeps learners challenged but not frustrated, helping them stay motivated and happy while learning. I hope that language apps and things like that understand this. 85% success, 15% failure. When you can have like the algorithm or whatever in the app teaching you something. In the beginning, A could be enough. Yeah, right? I totally think so too. Yeah, definitely. It's like the tiniest amount of success just can lift your day so that you know that somehow you're on the right path. I'm with you. I'd go with A as well. It is normal. The more you fail, the more upset you become. That's true. You then become demotivated. Definitely. Okay, I get that. All right. So now we're going to talk about older adults. And let's see. So I guess the life lesson there's like, don't give up kind of thing. It depends on your frustration tolerance for sure. Everyone has a different level of frustration tolerance. I see with my kids, their level of frustration tolerance is very low. I think that as a parent, I have made things way too easy for them. So like my level of frustration is very, like I mean, I've been on Instagram for how long now? You know, and my numbers are way, way lower than 90% of the people on EWA. But my frustration was like, I don't care. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing me. I don't care. I don't care. And yeah, but I think that's like growing up in the 80s and the 70s and the 80s, our level of frustration or tolerance towards frustration is higher than maybe some Gen Zers. That would be an interesting thing to talk about, and millennials to talk about with a generation topic. I really want to do that. I think that will be fun in the next month or two to talk about that. So I have a little one. Oh, you do? Okay, so you get frustrated easily. Failure can be a good experience for success, for sure. Okay, we have our first answers coming in. Sorry about that. Research shows that social isolation among older adults increases the risk of which condition by about 50%. So is it A, dementia, B, diabetes, C, heart disease, or D, arthritis? What can you tell me? Because we will talk about relationships tomorrow as one of the life lessons in the book. So I have a C, I have an A, I have a B. So a lot of people guessing different things here. Any other guesses? Serena's going with A, Kaluna, C. All right, so let's see. So the answer is actually A, dementia. So staying socially connected is not just good for happiness, it can also protect your brain health as you age. So my question to you is, how often do you socialize? And do you socialize? Actually, this is my real question. Thursday. Oh, good. See you on Thursday. To be honest, I'm 95% or more success. To be honest, flattering myself, being like a peacock. Okay. So my question to you is this, because like Peter's always like, you know, Jen, all you do is plan lessons and do these lessons. And, you know, this is your whole life. You don't get out enough and socialize. But in all honesty, I consider this also socializing. Being here with you together, bye Kaluna, sweetie. Being here together with you is also, for me, a type of socializing. So do you consider our lessons also a form of socializing? So maybe we're doing this so that it's good for our brains. At least this is my argument now. Do you see our lessons as a form of socializing, or not really? This is just learning English. This is being in a community, and that's it. What do you say? What do you think about this? I'm curious if you see this as well. Miss Jen mentioned tomorrow, but we will be having also class on Thursday. So no lesson. Thank you, Kaluna, for asking. We will not have a lesson tomorrow. We will have a lesson same time as always, but on Thursday. There is a Chinese proverb: if you fall down 200 times, just get up 201. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to pin your comment. I love that. That's super cool. Totally agree with you. You are socializing a lot and doing a great job. Thank you, Gracie. But does this feel like socializing as well for you? Or does this feel like just like this is a place where you learn English? It's not really like a social aspect to it. All right. And maybe you're answering, I don't know. I am inclined dementia. What? Socializing and learning something new all the time. I think having your friend talk to help your mind works through communicating. Definitely. C. Oh, nope. The answer was A, dementia. I think you're behind, Mohammed, somehow. All right. Moving on to our last question of the day. Let's see. Of course, it is socializing. It is challenging your brain and also being with friends and learning about each other. Yeah, see, I think this is socializing. I do. We talk about personal things, so it's like socializing. See, I think so. I think so. I think these lessons, better I would say English training, are a good way to socialize. All right. Okay. Yes, of course. Start feeling feelings, ideas. Oh, sharing feelings and ideas, socializing and learning both. But elderly people carry the weight of diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, only for chill frozen countries. Yes. So yes, I mean, yeah, probably they get these things as well, but maybe it's not related to lack of socialization. All right, or socializing. All right, so let's see. Last but not least, question number 10. Let's see where we're headed. I think we are learning there, but also we are sharing ideas. Yeah, this is what we're doing. This is socializing. All right, Peter doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, so let's see. So according to a survey, how many times do people often experience true love in their lifetime? Once, twice, 3 times, 4 or more times. So what do you think? How many times does someone experience true love? So C from Carmen, 3 times. The world is changed in many ways. Of course, this is a form of socializing. Yes. Okay. So Jeremy, you're saying B twice. Alessio's saying C. Karina's got D for me, 4 or more times. Unsolicited opinion. It depends. Whoops. Depends on the modus vivendi alongside you. Lifestyle, having hobbies is absolutely necessary. Yes. C, A, correct. D for me, D, B. So we have a lot of people all over the place on this. Peter doesn't understand memes or this type of socialization because he's not here. Maybe. He is really anti anything social media. He has no Instagram, no YouTube, nothing, no Facebook. He hates it all. So he just doesn't get it. It's our little world. All right. So according to some studies, it's 3 times. D, I think it's infinite. So Renee, you can fall in love a million times. Maybe 3, family, friends, partner, seeing with the community. Seeing with the community you created. Socialize is the key point in the juncture, but my vote is going to be B twice. All right, different opinion, but vote is B. So the answer, according to a survey, is that we humans tend to fall in love about 3 times. So C, about 3 times in our lifetimes. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And yeah, and maybe just going out as sort of like a nice little warm up for tomorrow's topic, where we will talk about relationships. So relationships with love, like love relationships with family, with friends, with workmates. But ending this lesson with a little bit of a warm up for for Thursday's lesson, Thursday's lesson. What are some important things you learned from a past romantic relationship? So ending it with like a question. What are some things that you learned as a lesson from past romantic relationships? I have a list. No. What can you tell me that you've learned? For example, go to English school till your body is in a coffin from cradle to grave. Keep moving. Yeah. Okay. So keep with your hobbies. I'm really curious what it's going to be like. I think my daughter told me that Apple now has these earphones that can help you to translate what other people are saying. I wonder if people will lose the drive, the incentive to learn a foreign language. So we'll see. Choosing better and choose wisely. Choose better, choose wisely. And like once a cheater, always a cheater. Lesson I learned. In Albania, we say third time is the right one and the real one. We have sort of a similar thing, but it's not just for relationships. The third time is the charm, and that's for anything. I learned a lot. I deserve someone who treats me with respect. Only good experiences? Yeah, then maybe you did. Maybe you have good things that you can share with us. Be sure that the intention is pure and real and that he doesn't treat you like it treats you as like an option. Okay? Third time's the charm. Exactly, Alex. Exactly. So bad luck, luck. So I don't know. Anybody else have anything else that they would like to share as something that important that you've learned and a lesson from a past relationship? I think that also, like, yeah, I mean, but some things are kind of cultural, right? So for some cultures, it's impossible. The idea of getting a divorce in Western cultures, it's an option to get divorced. And so as a Western perspective, I would say, don't stay together for the kids. They see you're unhappy. You're unhappy, and your kids are going to feel that, and they're going to know you're together for that. But this is a Western culture perspective. Choose wisely, right? Choose wisely, definitely. You know what you want and what you don't. Yeah, know what you want. Know what you want and what you don't, and don't let yourself be judged. Look for red flags. Be honest with yourself. And like I said last time, watch how people treat other people, because in the beginning, they're going to be super nice to you. If they treat the waiter and their mom and their friends horribly, they will treat you that way too. Definitely. I know, right? Don't be naive, for sure. And will be a true love once the rest is lovers experience. The real love is like tree roots, even staying separated. They will keep an emotion no matter what the time goes. Whoops, hold on, I missed this here. There's only one. Okay, so for you, Manuel, one love, that's it. I learned to love me first always. Ooh, Karina, good one. Good one. Love yourself first, for sure. Don't let go of that. All right, let's see what else you have for me here. A new setting limits. So you learned how to set limits. I don't have a last romantic relationship. Okay, no worries. Not being blind to see the real person. Yeah, I think a lot of times we create this image in our heads of what we think a person is, and then they're not that way. And it's not their fault, but we create that. So being honest with ourselves from the very beginning. Doesn't mean one wedlock may the good Lord be with you in your roam, and the love will be even in the last opportunity. Okay? Well, but love makes people blind. That's true. That is true. But I think if we look for things that are real, like we talked about, like how do we know it's genuine, then you can't really be blind. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to have a little bit of honesty to not be unconditional. Yes, at some point your rights need to kick in too. Exactly. I agree with you, Gracie. So folks, thank you so much for hanging out with me now for 3 hours and 20 minutes. That's great. No, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope that you will all be able to make it on Thursday from my daughter's dorm room in Berlin. I have to find a nice spot, and I'll take you around, show you her little dormitory. Well, I have to get her permission first, and she'll have to clean, I guess. So yeah, and if not, then I hope you'll be able to catch the replay. Thank you so much for being a wonderful member of this community. I thank you very much for coming and socializing. We will not get dementia so quickly. Same time, absolutely. We're helping ourselves to keep dementia away by socializing every week with each other. Pay more attention to emotional intelligence. Definitely. You're more than welcome. Thank you, Karina. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everyone. At the beginning, you are mind, then no. All right. Giving up the past won't be easy, definitely. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you don't mind, if you could give this little live stream a like, that would be super. It shows the algorithm that this is a cool place to be. So if you could just like this, I think you can like this even right now. I don't know. I think it's just click. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, so, and we will talk about, just as a reminder really quickly, on Thursday, we will talk about relationships, loss, and power. I will leave the name of this book that all of this comes from, the topics comes from, in the comments so that you can find this if you would want to read it. I highly recommend this book. I find the language is going to be pretty easy for everyone that is here, and it's done in a really nice way. Okay, have a groovy day, guys. Thank you very, very much. Take care. Bye.